Hey everybody, Advanced Director Becky Wolfinger here from Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, and I have been asked to come and share some of my favorite tips to help you not only sell quick cookers, but also to book shows with the quick cooker. So I want to ask you guys a couple questions first, and I do have notes because I'm a little scatterbrained from time to time, so I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. So first of all, do you love the quick cooker? And what I mean by that, have you taken it out of the box? Have you rescued it? Ask yourself that question. Do you use it? If it's out of the box, do you use it? Or is it just sitting on your countertop, looking really beautiful, and serving no purpose? And then number 3, if you use it, how is it benefiting your family? So that's going to be the series of questions that you also eventually want to follow back up with your customers to make sure, number 1, that they've rescued it out of the box, that they're using it, and ask them how it's benefiting them and their family. If it's not benefiting them, then we need to make sure that we are educating them in how to use it and how they can benefit their families. So, like anything else in this business, everything starts with us, right? So if we're looking to promote in Pampered Chef, we have to believe in ourselves. Well, in order to sell our products, we have to believe in our products. So I know I have been really surprised that there are a lot of top leaders in the company that have their products sitting in the box and they've never even used it. So that's challenging to me because I think as leaders that we need to make sure, and as consultants, not just leaders, that we're using the products, if we own them, to fall in love with them so that we can share them. You know, we don't have to love every single product in our product line. Some people have the belief that if I don't love it, I'm not going to share it with my customers. And, you know, I want you to think about not us, but them, okay? Our products are designed that they are going to help benefit other people, not just us. And so that's really what's most important about our products is that, you know, our products are designed in a way that is very thoughtful and that it really can add a lot of value, not only to you, to our company, but to your customers and their lives. So we have to believe in our products first and foremost. When you use it, you're going to fall in love with it, okay? You're going to find ways every day to put this quick cooker to use that will benefit you. I promise, okay? I'm a family of 4 children. We are a busy family. We do have lots of activities. I have the husband that works late. I do my Pampered Chef business full time, so I am blessed that I'm home, but I also have a very hectic schedule. So I want you to find 3 recipes that you fall in love with, okay? 3 recipes. And I'm going to talk more about that later of why you want to have 3 recipes for the quick cooker. You want them to be recipes that change the way you cook, okay? So more on that later. So in order for me to really give you a better understanding of how I talk about this product at a show, we're going to go into show mode. So we're going to pretend like I've already done my introduction. We're going to pretend like I've already started my demo. And now it's time for the quick cooker. The actress, you know, with the star above her head that's sparkling and shining because really she is the rock star in the kitchen. So I start off talking about the quick cooker by asking questions. I'm really big on asking questions because it makes people think, makes them think a little bit outside of the box sometimes. And so the first question I ask people is, so I want to know how many of you guys have ever pressure cooked, okay? And I'll tell you guys that most of the time people are like, yeah, I have, no, I haven't. Or you're going to hear people that are like, yeah, I pressure can. I pressure can. Pressure canning is not the same thing as pressure cooking, okay? So that's really important for you to know as a consultant. I ask people, for those that have pressure cooked before, do you still pressure cook? Most of the time I find this question is answered with a yes with people that are older and they did pressure cooking with their grandmas, okay? And so you're talking, you know, 60s and 70s and early 80s when pressure canning was still a thing. A lot of people were using pressure cookers. And they really left the market because of all of the safety issues. And so I make jokes about that and, you know, tell people that, oh my gosh, if you've never pressure cooked before or you don't know anything about it, make sure to go to Google Images and put in pressure cooking horror stories and you'll see some of the funniest pictures. So guys, if you need a kitchen remodel, buy an old pressure cooker and you can totally have all of your kitchen cabinets replaced. If you see those pictures, you're gonna understand what I'm saying. I get a couple chuckles and laughs with that. And then I ask, I kind of go a little bit further with it and talk. And normally you're going to have people that are like, oh, I pressure cook and I have the Instant Pot. So guys, I want you to remember this. Comparison is not always a good thing. It's not always a good thing. You never want to compare yourself to another brand, and for a lot of different reasons. Instant Pot does not have us, okay? We are the secret sauce to sell the quick cooker. The Instant Pot has infomercials. They have people using on YouTube. They have recipes on Pinterest. They have, big box retailers. Pampered Chef has us. We are the rock stars. We are the secret sauce to sell this pressure cooker. So I also don't want you to compare their price to our price, okay? Because again, it's apples and oranges when you really break it down. Ours, you have to understand that, yes, Pampered Chef could have sold this for a lot less probably, but there's value in this product. And you have to believe that first and foremost, okay? You have to believe 100% that this product is worth the price that Pampered Chef is asking our customers to pay for it. And then when you kind of have gotten over the fact that our price is different than Instant Pots, then you have to know that we have the extra leg up on Instant Pot because the customers have us. They don't get that with Instant Pot. They don't get a personal relationship or a personal connection with a consultant. They don't get recipes anytime they need them from a personal consultant, okay? They don't have somebody that's going to reach back out to them and provide customer service like we do. So we add a lot of value as long as we do our part as consultants. So once I've kind of talked about, got them laughing, talking about the pressure cooker, I then ask them, and I start kind of chopping and doing some of the prep work for whatever recipe I'm doing that night. And I ask them, oh my gosh, so if you're like me, you forget to take chicken out. How many of you guys have ever forgot to take chicken out or forgot to take something out for dinner? And guys, I'm telling you, almost every hand in the room always goes up, okay? Because I want you guys to think about it. Everybody's busy. If you're busy, your customers are busy. And so, again, this is where that layer of value is going to come in, not just because of our product, but because what it does. And so when you ask them, this opens the door up to what I do. You ask them about the chicken, or, if they've forgotten to take something out for dinner before. And then I always ask them, okay, so what do you guys do when you forget to take chicken out? Okay, and you're going to get a couple different answers at this point. I find that there's generally 3 answers. Number 1, they will microwave their chicken. Ugh. Yeah, it gets rubbery and gray and disgusting, and no thank you. They will go through the drive-through line, right? So hold that thought on the drive-through line for a second. And then the third thing is a lot of people will actually go to the grocery store and get raw meat to cook dinner. So then they're spending more money when they already have chicken here. So I tell people, I'm like, oh man, this might be the product for you guys then. If you're one of those people that falls victim to, forgetting to take something out for dinner, the quick cooker, you can literally throw your frozen meat in here and it only increases the cooking time by like 2 minutes, and you can still have dinner on the table faster than you can go through a drive-through line and bring it back for your family, okay? So right there, you're adding on a layer of value for your customers. So then I asked them, so let me ask you guys a question. How many of you guys do eat out more than once a week? And sadly to say, guys, most of the time, I get, again, 3/4 of the hands go up in the room. And then I ask them, okay, so who's really going to be bold and tell me who goes to the fast food lines more than 3 times a week? And then sometimes you'll get that occasional person that'll raise their hand. And so I say, okay, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. At first, I was a little surprised by the price of our quick cooker. But once I got it into my kitchen and I started using it, I realized that the money that you are paying for this full price is completely worth it, because now I'm not going through a drive-through line. And I'm actually saving money every year. So I want you guys to think about the quick cooker as broken down to $20 a month. And there's not a family in America that normally can go through a drive-through line and spend less than $20. So when you have a quick cooker, when you have a product like this that you don't have to worry about a drive-through line, eventually you're going to save a lot more money than what you spent. So then I tell them, so how many of you guys feel like, you know, this would be a product that you would get at home and it would sit in a box and not go anywhere else? And again, you're going to have those people, especially the people that have Instant Pots, are like, oh yeah, mine's still in a box. Or I don't know how to use it. I don't know what to make with it. And I say, wow, well, Pampered Chef put together a cookbook of recipes for you guys so that you have a place to start. But I don't want you to just think about this cookbook and think there's nothing else you can do with it, because remember, I'm a Pampered Chef consultant and I'm gonna provide a lot of extra value to you. So if you're on Facebook, make sure to join my private group. And then I give a shameless little plug about my VIP group on Facebook and tell them that I share recipes in there at least once a week, brand new recipes that they'll be able to try. Again, layering value to myself, okay? We have to get our customers to understand that they want to come back to us. They want to come back to us because we are the secret sauce, right? We are the secret sauce on the Big Mac. That is us. We are the ones that are going to help them to help themselves. So then I just kind of go through this cookbook and I'm like, yeah, so let me ask you guys a couple more questions. How many of you guys eat hard-boiled eggs? And again, most people are clean eating or doing a lot of, healthy eating this time of the year, especially with it being New Year's. And so I say, so how long does it normally take you guys to steam eggs? And people are like, well, I just hard boil eggs. Well, how long does it normally take you? And I hear normally about 15 minutes. I'm like, wow, well, I do hard-boiled eggs I steam eggs in here in 5 minutes. And they're like, oh my gosh. So right now we're the fishing pole, we cast it out the line, and now we're pulling them in, guys. Okay, so we're adding extra reasons for them to have it in their head of why do they need this product. And then I ask them, I flip to the next page, I'm like, how many of you guys have ever used dry beans when you cook? Most of the time, people who don't raise their hands are like, no way, too much work. And I say, so tell me about that. What is too much work about dry beans? And you're gonna hear, well, and I say, what's the process with that? Oh, you have to soak them overnight and then they take forever to cook, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow. Well, you know, with a pressure cooker that you don't have to soak them overnight and they literally only take 20 to 25 minutes, depending on the bean, to cook in the quick cooker. And so what's your alternative? You guys, most of you guys, do you use the cans of beans? And of course they're going to say yes. And I say, wow, well then, you know, if you're clean eating or doing a lot of healthy eating this year, then this is going to be the way you're going to want to change that, because those cans of beans are packed in nothing but sodium. So that's a great way to get rid of that extra sodium out of your diet. So then I talk about the next page and I say, so clean eating wise, how many of you guys are eating the brown rice right now? And a lot of them, again, will start raising their hands. And I say, so how long does it take for your brown rice to cook? And we're talking long grain brown rice, not the like instant brown rice. And again, you're going to hear 40 to 45 minutes. I'm like, wow, well, quick cooking, 14 minutes in the quick cooker. Save a lot of time. You guys see where I'm going with this, right? So again, I'll flip to the vegetable section and I'll point out the spaghetti squash. And again, ask the same question. How many of you guys eat spaghetti squash? How do you cook it? How long does it take? You guys see where I'm going, right? I'm getting them to answer questions. The answer is I already know. The answer is I know the quick cooker is going to cut that time down all the way to where in their mind it's like, ooh, wait a minute. Ooh, wait, I need this product, right? I'm selling them this. So then I tell them about the quick cooker. Then I flip tell them the time about the spaghetti squash. So then I flip through the meat page and I say, remember earlier when we were talking about chicken and how, you know, you could still cook chicken in here even if it was frozen? So when Pampered Chef put together the meat list and the cooking times, they also gave you the cooking times for all of your meat frozen. Hello, how you doing? Saves time, right? So then I say, after that, there's a lot of different recipes in here. My favorite recipe happens to be on the back, toward the back with the strawberry cheesecake. Yes, guys, you can do dessert in here. And how can you do dessert? And then I pull over the accessories and I show them the springform pan and the ceramic pot. And at Pampered Chef, I talk about the fact that our quick cooker has the optional accessories, which a lot of other pressure cookers do not have. Okay, so we've gone through this. And then, you know, I'm starting to cook whatever. And I start to talk as I'm, you know, prepping and I'm throwing the ingredients in here about, so what kind of recipes would you guys what would you think you would make in here? And then that's when my recipe choices, those 3 that I told you guys about earlier, I talk about those. So the ones that I talk about are my meatloaf with mashed potatoes. I talk about that one, I'm intentional about that one because again, it's gonna use those accessories. It's gonna use the stone bowl to do the meatloaf in, and then the potatoes are cooked down in the bottom of the actual stainless pot. I talk about the white chicken chili recipe, which is a favorite of mine because it's a dump and go recipe, okay? You layer everything in there, you hit the button and you're done. And then I talk about the chicken jambalaya recipe because you start that recipe off by searing your chicken and your sausage, pull it out, you sear your peppers and onions together, you add it all in there, and then you're the rice button for 4 minutes and you're done. Of course, I go into a lot more detail with them about it. But you see that I share 3 different recipes that are 3 different styles of cooking within the quick cooker, okay? Because again, excuse me, it opens the options for me to talk about the features of the quick cooker. So for me, probably the most valuable piece of my talk about the quick cooker is when I'm talking about those recipes and I'm getting them to see themselves using this with their families. I'm getting them to picture themselves in the kitchen making that meatloaf with their family. And then I ask them, so if you throw everything into a pot, what would you do with all that time while it's cooking? Because you're not standing over top of a stovetop, right? Everything's in a pot, you hit a button, it's cooking, and now what do you do with that 20 minutes? Well, for me as a mom of 4, that's when, if it's been a busy day, I sit down and relax. If my kids have homework, I sit down and I do their homework with them. I sit down and I play a board game with them. I use that time to actually spend with my family instead of things being hectic. I add value to that time. Pampered Chef allows me to do that. It lets me literally come back to the family. And so, you know, again, you're bringing it back home to them and getting them to see, wow, I don't have to stand over a stovetop. This product's going to do it for me. And then that time is my time, right? It's my time. It's not my time in there slaving, cooking, getting hot. It's spending time with my family. So I want you guys, as you're doing your demo, to make sure that you're taking mental notes. Who's asking you the most questions? Who are the people that say they have the Instant Pot, okay? So at checkout, you want to make sure that the people that were asking all the questions, you ask them, so what did you think about the quick cooker? If you don't see it on their list to buy. So what do you think about the quick cooker? Most of the time I hear people say, oh my gosh, I would love to have that. And then that's when you open the door to hosting their own show, okay? Especially with it being January, it's our host special. It's a great time to really approach the hosting talk with them. If there's somebody that says, well, I already have it, you have to join my group. And then I can provide you recipes where Instant Pot can't. I can give you that extra layer of customer service for your Instant Pot because that's how I take care of my customers. So the other biggest thing is that once the show is over, that you're making sure that you're doing the follow-up with your customers, okay? You're making sure that you're doing that out-of-the-box talk with them, making sure that they've taken the quick cooker out of the box, that they're using it. If they need recipes, that they know how to clean it, if they're having issues with it. We as consultants, we have had extra time to use this product. It's brand new in their homes. So you want to make sure that if they're having issues, you're helping them to resolve it so that they don't become frustrated with it, okay? And then they don't put it back in the box. That's really the biggest thing. So other than that, I hope that I've helped answer some questions. I hope I've given you some extra guidance and words to sell lots of quick cookers and book lots of shows. And, you know, I look forward to hearing about all your successes. You guys have an amazing day.